Hello, everyone, and welcome. I wanted to spend just a few minutes sharing some information with you from the Geert Hofstede website. You'll recall from your reading that Geert Hofstede has done some research on different dimensions, cultural dimensions of different countries. And in your assignment, too, I've asked you to find those cultural dimension scores for the country that you've chosen to research this semester. So I wanted to just do a quick little tutorial and show you the easy way to find that information. On assignment 2, you'll see a link to this website, and you should see on the instructions for assignment 2, the page in Canvas will have this link in that section for you to just click on. So when you click on the link, it's https://hofstede-insights.com/product/compare-countries/. That link is in your assignment 2 instructions on Canvas, not in the Word document, but actually on Canvas. So when you click on that, it should bring you to this Hofstede website. I hope you'll spend a little time exploring here. There's a lot of great information about his work. But for your assignment, what you need to do is we want you to look at the dimensions for your particular country that you're researching. So you'll go into this box right here where it says type a country. When you click in the box, it brings up a drop-down box. You will just look for your country. I'm going to pick China. And what you will see happen immediately is that you will see China's scores on each of the 6 cultural dimensions. So their power distance score is 80, 20 for individualism, 66 for masculinity, 30 for uncertainty avoidance, 87 for long-term orientation, and 24 for indulgence. Now, those are the scores you would need if you were studying China. If you want to just see some other countries, like if you wanted to compare China to the United States, you can click in here and add more countries. You can add up to 4. So I'm going to come in here and put, let's put Japan alongside China. And then maybe, how about, let's see, what else could we put? Let's put Singapore. And then let's put the United States. So this just kind of gives you a comparison of how different cultures compare. So it's kind of fun, and you can just kind of play around with this. I always think this is very interesting. So I'm going to add the US. So now you can see all 4 of those countries and how they compare. If you compare Japan and the United States in certain dimensions, we're very different, and particularly China, especially like in individualism. These are things that are interesting to look at here. So you get these scores for each of the 4 countries, or however many countries you want to put in the box. In your paper, I'm really only asking about your country that you're researching. But to go to the next step, you see this box that says read more about chosen countries. You're going to click here. That's going to take you to a new page. And if you scroll, I'm going to scroll down just a little bit so you can see it puts the chart back on here. But then below that, we have 4 different tabs, one for each country. And so if China was our country, we can click on this one. And it tells us some information about each cultural dimension, and it interprets the score for that country. So here it says, like, at 80, China sits in the high rankings of power distance. So they believe that inequalities among people are acceptable. And we know that if we know much about China, it's a very unequal power society. So we look at that, and if you scroll down, it has information about every one of those power dimensions and the actual score for that country. And then if you want to look at the other countries that you chose, you just come up here and there's a tab for each country. So if we click on this one, now all of the information that's provided is going to be about Japan's scores. Likewise, if I click on Singapore, it will give me Singapore's scores, and then the US's scores. So I believe that this is going to make that part of the assignment easier for you. Because I'm giving you this tool, I do expect you to give me quite a bit of information about Hofstede's dimensions for your country. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to message me in Canvas. Thank you, and y'all have a great day.